Welcome to the Fill Your Cups podcast. We're your hosts, Morgan and Bailey. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Fill Your Cups podcast. We're really excited. We are doing a how-to episode today, and this is something that we just really need, in our lives because Sunday Scaries are for real, and we are talking about how to kind of transition Sunday Scaries into Sunday resets, and make them just a better thing for us mentally and emotionally, and so that's what we're talking about today. But before we get into that, what is filling your cup today, Bailey?
I've got some ice cold water.
Lovely.
What is filling your cup?
I have a ginger ale Zevia.
Nice.
Love it.
That's tasty. Well, there's another thing that's filling my cup, and it's also part of our shout out, but I just had my shower just a couple days ago, and it reminded us and me of just how much support that we have and how much love that we are filled with, and how awesome it has been to really have this Fill Your Cups become such a journey for us and really give it our all. And so we just wanted to shout you guys out for supporting us, listening, everything like that. So yeah, shout out to all of our listeners, and we really love you guys and couldn't do without you.
Yeah, it's been really fun this month because we kicked off the month with our 1 year birthday party of the podcast.
And it was such a great turnout.
It was such a good turnout. So many people came out with episode ideas and shout outs, and it was just really adorable. We did hand out some magnets at that, and we do have some left over. So if you want one of those, like if you weren't able to come and you want one, they've got our cover on them, and then they've got QR codes for where people can scan to listen on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
Yeah.
So
that way, whenever you're having your dinner parties and you're like, oh my God, I heard some Fill Your Cups podcast. When people are like, wow, where can I find that? Send it to your fridge.
Exactly.
Like, oh, look at this QR code right here.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you want one of those, if you didn't get one, just DM us, let us know, and we'll get one to you.
Yes.
Yes, it's been such a good month. I love that shout out. Shout out to you guys pretty much.
Exciting. We're into year 2, and we are so excited. And that kind of kicks off our episode. So you had said that we're talking about turning Sunday Scaries into Sunday resets, basically.
Yes.
And yeah, we have been going through Sunday Scaries. Like,
legit.
My Sunday Scaries have been a little bit of Saturday Scaries. And I'm like, oh God, like it's really starting early. And I don't know if it's just because of where I'm at in my life, or if it's because summer is coming around the corner, like it's getting nicer outside and I don't want the weekends to end. I don't know which one it's more correlated towards, but I just know that I'm getting the Sunday Scaries really badly.
Yeah.
And I know that the fix for that is feeling productive and feeling like I'm prepared for the week. So I thought it would be a really good episode to just kind of remind everybody how to do a Sunday reset, why it's beneficial, and like kind of how to implement those.
Yeah, I love that idea. And Jared and I have been kind of talking about this too, because he's kind of experiencing it as well, and he just started a new job. Like, he's pretty fine in his job and everything, but he said he does feel like a lot of it is just over the summer you feel like you should be on summer break, because as a kid growing up, like you, I don't know, and in our neighborhood we see all these kids out, they're riding bikes, they're whatever, and for us, we're like, well, we got work tomorrow. So.
Yeah. I also wonder if it's like it is light so much longer.
Yeah.
So then the second it turns dark, you're like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, I have to go to work tomorrow. And then that just sucks.
That's a big part of it, yeah. I definitely have been experiencing it. And I have noticed that I'm like staying up later, or like having more, like drinking more on Sundays than I normally would, or things like that, just because I'm like really procrastinating tomorrow.
Yes.
And so I need this.
Yes, me too. I just had this random thought. I want to know, if you are a stay-at-home parent and you're listening to this, I want to know if you guys get Sunday Scaries.
Okay, so
oh my God,
this isn't a stay-at-home person, but I got on the Discord last night that Jared uses for gaming.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't know where he was, but he left his headset. And I got on Discord because I was like going to see who was on.
Hey guys.
And some of our friends were on. and one of them is a teacher. And so he's off. He's not doing Sunday school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so I was talking about the Sunday Scaries. And he was like, Sunday Scaries? I don't know what that is. And I was like, you shut up.
Yeah.
Leave me he loves, but he like stayed up all night like video gaming, and so he has kids, and they're on summer break too. But he's like, yeah, I don't have work tomorrow, so I can stay up late gaming or whatever. Like
I would so do that.
Yeah,
I so would. Except mine would not be gaming. I'd be TV watching,
binge watching.
Yeah, I'd be watching old seasons of Love Island, like while I wait for new episodes to come out, kind of thing. But no, I really want to know if you are a stay-at-home parent, and maybe not just during the summer because that's different because kids are out of school, kind of thing. But I want to know if during the year if you guys get Sunday Scaries.
Yeah,
Like I'm really curious
during the
about that.
actual school year.
Yeah, during the school year. Yeah, what's that look like? I don't know. But anyway, enough of that being said, let's get into today's episode.
Heck yeah.
So, reframing Sundays. I feel like this is how it affects our life the most, is that we just want to reframe how we think of a Sunday. So instead of seeing it as like the end of a freedom, which I always do, I'm like, oh my God, it's the last day. How am I going to make this good? I have to go back to work tomorrow, kind of thing. So instead of seeing it as the end of a freedom, treat it as a day of gentle prep and intentional rest instead, and kind of make it like a slow Sunday reset. A mindset shift like that can reduce the anticipatory anxiety that come with Mondays.
Yeah. I feel like I was in a good habit of this kind of style of Sundays for a while, but then we've started having like random plans on Sundays.
Yes.
You know, like when we have a shower, when we have like our birthday thing or what, you know, whatever, when we have plans on Sundays, it almost makes my Sunday scaries worse because I then want to like chill and have me time.
Yes.
When I'm done with the plans,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want to I don't want to do chores or go to the grocery store or things like that. And so it's like it kind of kills you twice because you're already going through the mental anxieties of it on Sunday, but then you also are then way less prepared for the week, and that can cause anxiety too.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with all that. I usually try not to plan too many things on a Sunday, but that's just because I'm kind of a homebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do anything on a Sunday. Like, I need to get all this stuff done. It kind of stresses me out. But I don't think that you have to not do anything on a Sunday.
Yeah, no, me neither. I just am noticing that I'm worse about it when I do have plans on Sundays. And I actually don't have that many plans on Sundays typically either. It just seems like the months of May and June weirdly have had like showers or like, because you know, Mother's Day is on a Sunday, Father's Day is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Things like that have just been popping up on Sundays.
Yes.
And yeah.
It was the day that we went to the pool and like hung out there for quite a while, and then Mason got there. Was that a Sunday?
Was it?
I think it was, because I think that was my worst Sunday scary I had in a long time. And I was like, why can't this be Memorial Day weekend? Because you have off on Monday.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh my God. Because I was just at the pool since like 11 and was there until, like 4 or something. Oh, because then we came here and recorded.
Yes.
And then we had dinner, and then we had volleyball for Mason.
Yes,
it was the best day.
Sunday. Yeah.
And oh my gosh, yes. Well, first things first that I want to say is I think it is helpful to make a plan for the day.
Yeah.
So I find that if I can go into my little notes app or even write it down on paper, a little whiteboard, wherever, and just make a list of the things that I do want to get done for the day. And you have been killing it at this lately. It cracks me up, your list, because my list are like 4 things, and your list is like 12 things. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so much, but also that's how you need to feel prepared for your Sunday.
Yeah, I break them up though to make myself feel better. Like instead of putting just vacuum, I'll put vacuum living room,
Wait, I do that
vacuum
too.
stairs, vacuum bedroom, you know, because in my
Yes.
head I'm like, this is 3 different things.
So that way you can check them off
Exactly.
individually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if it's like sweep and Swiffer, I'll like sweep and Swiffer kitchen, sweep and Swiffer hallway.
Yeah.
You know what I should be doing is sweep kitchen, sweep hallway, Swiffer kitchen, Swiffer hallway. But no,
Anyway, way more productive.
yeah, but I definitely like using the Notes app. And one other tip that I have, like if you live with other people, if you live with a partner or a roommate or kids, is I share it with Jared. Like, I don't actually share it, but I will usually make the list of the things that I want to get done for the day, and then I screenshot it and I send it to him in a text, and I'm like, this is what I'm trying to get done. And that way, like, I don't know, I guess they know that your intention is to be focused on these chores or
Yeah,
whatever
get
activities.
shit done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I do like that tip a lot. I definitely use the notes app. I could see like writing it down.
I write it down.
Really?
I think I like the actual motion of crossing it off the list.
See, I love the feeling of the checklist.
Where it kind of like vibrates a little, like.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and I love it. And then it moves to the bottom, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that is nice. No, I like seeing the cross, and we put it on this little whiteboard that we have in our fridge, and that way it's like in a central location. And honestly, sometimes I'll take the whiteboard with me, room to room, which you can absolutely do that with your phone. So I don't know, but I take it with me room to room, and I'm like, okay, dustpan, check, scratch it right off. But some things that you can add to that list that, you know, if you're like, I don't really know where to start, or you should really know what to add to your list. Some things that are always on my list is doing a meal plan for the week. So figuring out what you're going to be eating throughout the week and figuring out what needs to be on your grocery list. I know that we always try to do our grocery shopping on a Sunday. It doesn't always work out because sometimes we do have like really busy things going on.
That happened to us this week. We couldn't grocery shop Sunday, so Jared actually went today. Super nice.
That's how I know. That's what we do too. And I think Mason went during the day, but if he didn't, we'll be able to go after work. Yeah, after this. But that's something that we always try to do. And then another thing, I know that this is all like food related, but if I have time and I can meal prep on a Sunday, I'm like, no one can tell me anything. Like, I'm unstoppable. I don't always get to do that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, life gets in the way. But if I know that I cannot do that, but I do have time to grocery shop, I will usually try to get myself something to eat for the breakfast and then lunch for Monday morning. So that way I'm still feeling prepared for Monday. I'm still like, okay, I don't have to go spend money out at a fast food restaurant or anything like that. So that's some tips that I usually try to do and stuff that I always have on my Sunday list and get done as I can.
Yeah. I kind of half-ass meal prep on Sundays because I don't ever like fully make a meal unless technically like if we make something for dinner Sunday and then that becomes leftovers for lunch or something. But for the most part, I don't actually meal prep things for breakfast or lunch or whatever. But what I will do is wash all the produce as soon as we get back from the grocery store, because if we don't, it will just sit there. And so I always get strawberries and blueberries. I eat those like throughout the week. And if I get cucumber or zucchini or like whatever, cherry tomatoes are a big one for me. If I get any kind of produce that needs to be washed, I do it before, like right after taking it out of the grocery bag, before it even goes into the fridge. Because otherwise I won't do it and then I won't eat it, and because I don't want to eat the pesticides. And so anyway, so that's kind of like, I guess, my half-ass meal prep. And then sometimes I'll also chop up, like, it's not really, I wouldn't consider it meal prep, but it's kind of like prepping the ingredients so that it's easier to make later. But a lot of time in my smoothies, I'll freeze chopped up zucchini so that it blends and gets really thick and whatever. Or I will make these like kind of like zucchini coins, I guess, or like crisps almost. I bake them in the oven, and sometimes at the beginning of the week, like while the strawberries and blueberries are soaking or whatever, I'll chop up the zucchini to get ready for the week. But like, I don't actually meal prep it because I don't make it right away.
You just kind of prepare it.
I prepare ingredients. Like, I guess instead of meal prep, it's like ingredient prep.
I've actually heard that that's a really good way for a lot of people to do meal prep, like especially for people like Mason who don't like to eat the same thing over and over. They will just make a ton of different ingredients. Like a ton of different small things that then they can put together. So
I know Julia for a long time was doing a really good job with making like instant pot chicken, shredded chicken, so that she could use it in various ways throughout the week, either in a chicken salad or a chicken sandwich or something like that. She could make buffalo chicken or chicken tacos, whatever. And so it's kind of nice to prep ingredients rather than full meals. Because I don't usually eat the same thing for lunch every day.
I do.
I do for breakfast, but
I could eat the same thing every single day.
I think I could too, but if I'm home, sometimes I'll take more effort to make a full meal, and then
I might do that too if I was home.
yeah. Whereas if I'm out in the field, then I'd much rather have like something just prepped and ready to go.
Oh, for sure, definitely. Another thing that you can add on that list is I don't like to do a full like deep clean on a Sunday unless I know that I just have a ton of time and unless I'm feeling really productive, like audiobook is hitting. So if that is happening, then I will do a full on deep clean kind of thing. But if not, I will usually try to do any type of tidying up from the week that happened, and that'll just be small things. Like for example, we just had to get new toilet paper, and toilet paper is yet to be put away. So it's just sitting in the container, or it's sitting in the packaging in my laundry room.
Yeah.
And I asked Mason last night, I was like, okay, can you disperse this toilet paper because it's Sunday night, and if we go on a Monday and it's still here,
I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Or I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, why is it still here? And honestly, normally I would do it, but I don't want to stand on the toilets to put them above. We have like one of those cabinets that are like above the toilet. And I don't want to stand on the toilet because I'm pregnant and I will fall.
Yeah.
So I just asked him to do it. But those are like some small tidying things, like putting up the toilet paper, putting away the grocery bags and the groceries, picking up the blankets that might be on your couch and just folding them up, picking up the shoes that are out in your shoe basket. I just like doing small little tidying tasks that make me feel like my house is ready to go.
Yeah, just kind of replacing or
It's almost like a reset without having to make it too intense and taking up all of my Sunday.
Yeah, we're not cleaning the house, we're folding the blanket on the couch. Or, we're just, tidying up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I typically like to do. I like to do a good deep clean on a Saturday if I've got time.
Me too. So lately, I've been getting into, I take 1 or 2 hours, usually on Saturday, because I don't want to put it off till Sunday, but usually on Saturday, and I have been listening to like an audiobook for cleaning, and I tell you what,
it goes.
It is hitting so much more than music, like even than Taylor or Halsey or One Direction or The Greatest Showman. It is hitting so hard, like listening to a thriller suspense audiobook.
Yes, you like lock in when you're doing it.
Yes, and then after 2 hours, I'm a fourth of the way through a book, so I'm like, wow, I really just kicked ass at two things. I read a quarter of a book, and my house is so clean.
Yeah, I'm convinced that that's why I read so many books during the fall, because I always get an itch to clean in the fall. So I like to have the windows open. It smells so crisp outside, and I love it. And so that's probably why I can go through so many more books in the fall, because I'm cleaning, which means I'm listening to an audiobook.
That's
all
funny.
the time.
Yeah, I've just noticed ever since our Choose Your Hard episode, when we talked about that mindset shift, and I was like, I really think that home maintenance and stuff like that is a big one for me.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've been trying to make a habit of 1 to 2 hours on Saturday or Sunday. I dedicate to that, and then once I'm done with that, I reward myself somehow. So like 1 week, I rewarded myself. I was like, if I get done by 11, I'm getting bottomless mimosas.
Yeah, baby.
Did that. Or 1 week, my reward was like I went to the thrift store. Or 1 week, my reward was I literally just like sat out on the patio, like reading and stuff. So it's just.
Did you see that?
The sound so fast, and it is one of my shoes. Oh, that's funny. That was sad, Bubby. But yeah, anyway, so I totally agree. I feel like Sunday's a better time for like just a little spruce up here and there.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to call it like a slow reset. I'm like, I don't want you to give up your entire Sunday of like panic cleaning and being like you can't do anything but on a Sunday because you got to do all this stuff. Like I wanted to just be a slow reset where you're just feeling good and you're getting things done so that way you can be productive.
Yes.
It does take me into my next, I don't know, tip, I guess is how I would say it, but whenever you were talking about like rewards, it is planning something to look forward to on Monday.
That's smart.
But I think it's a really good way to go. So lately on my Sundays, because I cannot go without breakfast, because of my pregnancy right now, and if we don't get to grocery shop on a Sunday, I'll know that I need to get breakfast in the morning. And lately I've just been doing that on Monday mornings. And that is like, it makes me excited to get up and get going. Because I'm like, ooh, I'm getting Chick-fil-A this morning. Or like, I'm getting scooters on my way to work or whatever it is. And so like, that's something that I can look forward to because I planned it in my head.
That's funny. Maybe we need to start doing, Jared and I have started having some, like, meeting conflicts with our Friday coffee dates. We've still been making them happen, but we haven't been able to, like, go somewhere further because we have to be back in time for a meeting to take at home or, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so we haven't been able to, like, explore as many places and whatever. But maybe we need to either add or move our Friday coffee dates to Mondays.
Yeah.
Because
Give you something really good to look forward to.
it would definitely make me look forward to it way more.
Be a little bit slower. Yeah, some other ways you can do that is, like you said, a coffee date with, I mean, it's your husband, but you can do it with a friend.
Yeah.
If you had a friend who was, like, on the same schedule as you or had some available lunchtime, you could work from a coffee shop. You could, I liked this idea of taking a break to go read outside.
Yeah.
Like, if you're super into your book, or if you're not a reader, maybe don't plan to read because you won't look forward to that. But like, if that is something that you really enjoy, then just setting up like 20 minutes to be able to go outside and do that during your day, and you're like excited to do it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Or, you know, if you do, we've talked a lot about like the patio happy hour idea, like sitting out on your patio or your deck or whatever and having a fun drink, like either a cocktail or a mocktail or even just like a poppy or something like that, you know? Like pick your favorite flavor of drink or something and let yourself have that. Make some lemonade.
Monday night happy hour.
Yeah.
Like, it hits 4:30. I know I'm making my cocktail.
Yes.
You got your ingredients because you went grocery shopping the day before, so you're ready to go.
Yeah.
I love those. No, but I do think that having something exciting or something that you're looking forward to on a Monday helps you get through the Monday. It helps you not be so afraid of the Monday to come.
Yeah, that's so true because you're looking forward to something.
Yeah. The last tip that we have is helping your body know that it is not in fight or flight. So I feel like that is where the anxiety comes from. That's where the Sunday Scaries come from, is that your body just feels it. And it's telling your brain, like it's sending out the fires in your brain that something bad is coming. And that's why you really don't want it to happen. You don't want that Monday to come because it just feels bad in your body. So I like to give my body a chance to relax and a chance to slow down and just a chance to know that it's not dying. Nothing's happening. You just have to go on about your day.
Yeah.
So some ways I like to do that, and this is something that I've been really getting into, but taking a relaxing shower before bed, but having the lights off. I love having my lights off in the shower.
Okay.
Now, I mean, obviously it's not like pitch black in there.
Yeah.
But like I'll put, before, we have several different lights in our bathroom now, so I can do that a little bit more easier with like a spotlight kind of thing. But before that, I would bring like a lamp in or a little night light, or we had twinkle lights that I would bring in sometimes and just put up in my bathroom. And
That's funny.
I feel like I was in a spa.
I love that.
I love this. And I would always turn on relaxing music, but not like spa music. It would still be music. But I think normally I would find like a playlist on Spotify or something that was like unwind for the night or something like that.
I don't think I've done that with the shower before. I will say with the bathtub though, you know me, I'm not really like an aesthetic person, and I don't notice that kind of thing as much as you do. On the forefront, I'm sure my subconscious picks it up.
Yeah.
But Jared is that type of person where he's got to have ambiance and whatever. Like, things have to be right. Like, I can't tell you how many times during the day he adjusts the windows because of lighting and whatnot. Anyway, so a lot of the time when I take a bath, he thinks our bathroom lights are too bright or relaxing, so he will turn them off and unplug the lamp and bring it over and put it by the tub. And it just makes me laugh because I don't do that for myself because I just don't think of it.
Yeah, but he's like, this would be better.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, we can do better. So that's funny that you say that because I don't think I notice it, but I'm sure that my body does.
Yeah, I feel like less light helps your body kind of go into almost like the sleepy mode.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, it's almost bedtime, and I think it's just less straining on the eyes. I don't really have anything to back this up, but I believe it. So.
I'm sure it's true. Another thing too, so I was listening to, you know that Sound to Savage podcast that you
Are you
shared?
joking? Yes.
Well, you shared it, yes.
I was like, do I know it? Yes, I know it. I live and breathe it.
Yeah. So I subscribe to it, but I don't usually listen to I don't usually listen to it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make it to the top of my listening. But for whatever reason,
a lot.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, recently it was just like Apple Podcasts went straight into the next episode. And it was that podcast, and she was doing an episode about the power of the subconscious mind and how we have two minds or whatever. This is kind of a whole tangent, but we have two minds. We've got our brains or whatever, like the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. And I'm probably gonna butcher it, but she was talking about a book that she read that was literally, I think, The Power of the Subconscious Brain.
Yeah.
And it was talking about how our conscious brain or our subconscious brain doesn't like know what is necessarily true or false or whatever. Like it just kind of picks up what we tell it, kind of like
it's like fight or flight.
Yeah, and so even if and like it doesn't really understand sarcasm and stuff. So she was kind of like saying if you say, oh God, I'm an idiot, you know, like consciously you may know that you're not an idiot, but your subconscious brain is picking up that you're an idiot, and so it's going to behave accordingly. And how it can really change things whenever you address like your subconscious brain. And okay, all this to say, I feel like with the like putting your body in a relaxing state, you're telling your subconscious brain like, I care about my body, I care about my self-care, I care about relaxation and sadness and relaxed. Yeah, and so your subconscious brain picks that up and then acts accordingly, and then probably responds by helping, like, you don't feel anxious.
Yes.
And you don't feel tense, and it's like a cycle, kind of.
Yes. No, I completely agree. That's why I made this one of the bullet points, or like one of the tips of like taking your body out of fight or flight, because that's where the anxiety comes from, and just telling it that it's okay.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's how my body always feels. Of whenever I get the Sunday Scaries, I'm always like, I feel tense, or I feel like I need to do something, or I feel like I need to run away from a problem.
Yeah.
And like it's my body being in a fight or flight. So yeah, I have to tell it that's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing is going on. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I think that sometimes we're in fight or flight, and then instead of taking actions to alleviate that, we take like bad coping actions.
Yes.
Like for me, I get in fight or flight and I'm like, oh, I need a drink, or oh, I'm gonna scroll on my phone, or I'm going to watch TV instead of reading a book or something like that. But all of those things make my body more overwhelmed.
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, we need to form some habits to turn to that are going to alleviate that. Like not
literally,
not little things that are going to make it worse.
Exacerbate it kind of thing.
Yeah,
no, completely agree. Scrolling is a big one. So trying to limit your screen time, especially before bed, like I'm not talking all day on Sunday, but especially before bed, trying to limit the screen time will really help take your body out of that fight or flight, because it's likely you're going to go to bed earlier if you're not doom scrolling, because you're not asking yourself or like begging for just one more. Doom scrolling it can keep you up longer, make you more anxious. You always feel like, oh, I can watch 5 more.
Yeah.
And then you get to the 5 and you're like, okay, 5 more.
Yeah.
And I feel like that creates anxiety for me. So yeah, instead of doom scrolling, trying to do something that's a little bit more relaxing. So like reading a book before bed. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna really try to start doing that this week.
Good.
So that way, because I've started sleeping with my phone next to me again. And it hasn't been terrible, and I found that I'm doing less doom scrolling, but more like on Pinterest and stuff, and thinking about like what am I gonna wear, or what's the baby shower gonna look like, or things like that. And so my brain just still so on.
Yes.
And so I'm really gonna try to start reading before bed every day, and I think that will help me a lot. I also think some ways that you can help your body know that it's not in fight or flight is to do some light stretching. Yeah. Even if that is during the day, I always think it's beautiful to go outside and spend time in, the sun, do some stretching out there. And I just think that's a really nice way to do it. And then really my last thing I had for taking your body out of fight or flight is, and this might just be a me thing, But picking out my outfit for the next day is a really big thing for me because then I feel like the first decision on the Monday is already made.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to make it.
Yeah.
I've already done it. So
Yeah.
that's something that I'll try to do on Sundays to take myself out of Sunday Scaries.
That's a good idea. I don't usually do that. I don't feel like picking my outfit is necessarily something I ever like.
Oh my god, it's the thing that
stressed
takes me
about.
the longest. And then I end up in the black t-shirt and black shorts.
Yeah, I think that it's probably just because I have like a handful of go-to work outfits.
Yeah.
And if I'm home, then I am typically just comfy.
Right.
But I do think it's a good idea that to get ready whatever it is on Monday, and maybe you need to like pack your lunch or pack your breakfast or something like that as well.
Yeah, packing your bag for the next day can be really helpful. So that way you know that that's done for the morning too.
Yeah.
You can have like a slower morning. And I find that makes me feel really good.
Yeah, something else that helps me as well is taking a quick peek at my work calendar.
Mason does that too. That is not something that helps me.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like the reason that it helps me is because then I know if I have any like meetings in the morning. But I don't look at emails or texts or like anything like that. I just take a quick peek to see if I have any meetings or like am I traveling or am I not.
You know what? That's probably not a bad idea. My job has way less meetings and things like that than yours does. But it's probably not a bad idea because anxiety is really just fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And so if you stay in the blind or like in the dark of not knowing what tomorrow's gonna look like,
Yeah.
so maybe
I
checking that
usually
is
do
a good
it.
idea.
I usually do it much like in the afternoon or like the morning even.
Yeah.
Because if I do it right before bed, like, oh, what am I doing tomorrow? That will send me panicking because I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I have this or something, you know.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I definitely see not wanting to do it right before bed. But I will also say when we were talking about screen time and scrolling and stuff,
Oh yeah.
that I heard something a while back that was just like suggestions for relaxing your body before bed, that it was like the 3-2-1 rule: 3 hours before bed, no food; 2 hours before bed, no work; and then 1 hour before bed, no phones, like no screens.
Okay, yeah.
And
It just helps your body like shut down better.
yeah, just like 3 hours before bed, if you can stop eating, then it's good for your digestion and helps your body slow down before bed. 2 hours before bed, no work, which that's never a problem for me. I'm not working 2 hours before bed. But it's like, don't check your work phone, don't check, that sort of thing. Don't be thinking,
Don't look at the meetings.
don't do things, that you're thinking about work. And then 1 hour before bed, no phone. So you could do like your light stretching, your bath, your reading your book at that point.
I love all of those. I think that I'm really gonna try to incorporate them all as I'm really hitting the Sunday Scaries and hope that this all helps me.
I hope so too. I think that again, it's sometimes we do have 2 episodes and we're like, it's like a preventative episode.
Yes, I love preventative episodes.
Yeah, because we're like, we need this, and now that we're focused on it and we are being proactive about it, we can take care of it.
Yes. I want to know from our listeners of this episode if you guys have any like Sunday scary tips for yourself that you always like to follow, or if there's anything in your guys' Sunday routines that you're like, this is a must do for me.
Yeah.
I really want to hear from you guys and just know, because then we can know if we should add it into ours. We're
Yeah.
always telling you what to add in.
Yeah.
But I want to know what you guys have to say too.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you think that we're crazy of saying that these things will help prevent Sunday Scaries, just give it a try. No harm in trying it, especially if you already have the Sunday Scaries. No harm in trying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's everything I have.
Yeah, I think so too. Until next time, hopefully you're listening to this on a Monday morning when it releases, and you had a great Sunday night. And if not, try to do this for the next.
For next week. Yep. We'll talk to you guys next week. Cheers.